Hey guys, Susanna here, back again for part 3 of the calendar prompt in February. So, okay, well I've gone and I've just sort of laying it out a little bit how I want it to. I even took out some of this. I'm thinking I'm going to put that there. So, I did the invisible stitch on this. So actually I might do that there. Just sort of to help cover that part there. See, there's a lot of fluff and crap on there. And then this one can go here. I don't think it needs to be as long. I probably can cut it off because the heart comes out here, so I'm thinking probably just this little bit. Okay, and we'll stick that on. Just forever adding stuff. Oh, I've got to stitch that down first. Well, that might be handy. Okay, so where are we? Really light thread. Should have been a bit more organised. I just turned on the camera and away I go. Okay, got this. So how are we all going? Coming along with our little February project. Seems to be getting stuff added to it all the time, so I'll just sit and yap while I'll sew this one down. And yeah, that's that colour, so I might sew that down with that. That's good. So today is another day for getting closer to finishing this piece, and I'm just going to quickly do a whip stitch, which shouldn't take too long, so I'll just quickly do it. I'm glad I'm utilising this vintage piece. It was pretty old, and I washed it and sprayed it, but those little rusty bits didn't come out, so I can quite a big bit. So I thought I would utilise it. It's windy outside, and we've got a piece of is it guttering or whatever it is, it's hanging loose on this thing and making it banging and clanging on this studio. Hubby's home today. I might get him to check on that because it's driving me nuts. It's the little things in life that, you know, like a dripping tap and all that kind of stuff that annoy you, and that needs attending, especially when it's windy, which it is today. So I thought I'll quickly do that. I've got to do this one, but I need to put the rickrack over the top, so this needs to get stitched down first. So how's your piece coming along? I'm really quite happy with how mine's coming along. I think it looks rather sweet, very sort of shabby chicy in its colours. So every month is definitely very different, and a reminder of all the things that I've done over the years. All the little critters that are in the pack. That's when I did a whole year's worth of my woodland animal blocks, which I was going to put into a journal, but then now I've got it on a quilt, which is going to be part of my UFO series that I need to finish. Its pinned down. All I need to do is quilt it, and I started. But I just did one rung on the machine and I'm like, oh, this is so annoying. I think I'm going to hand quilt it. But easier said than done, isn't it? But I want it. I've got the space hanging in my hallway ready to go because I want to have this quilt up. It is rather lovely. Oh, what was that? Oh, nearly lost that. See, I did find this after last week's video. I couldn't find it and it was there somewhere, but yes, it's definitely a better colour. The other one's sort of was a bit more pinkish. See how that sort of suits better with everything? Yeah, sometimes you just need to get the right colour. So the kits that I have, you know, gotten quite a few people have got. I've only got a couple left. It might have been sold by now, I don't know. But the stuff on there, like I used pretty much everything for these, but the stuff in there, you know, are your sort of like your basic starting point, and then you add your own bits and pieces as well, because that's what I've been doing. Yeah, some of it, you know, like it's got everything you require, but you always add your own threads and your own spin on things. Got 8 tiny little thread. There we go. So thought I'd quickly do that, get it over and done with. This lace has been sitting on my desk for quite some time and I'm glad I'm finally able to use it, because this is in the white tone, so just won't need to do too much of that because it's going to be underneath the heart anyway, so just needs to be held down at this point very loosely. I liked using the silk ribbon. That way I was able to use the ribbon that I had provided for the bottom, which I think is really nice. And the silk ribbon, it actually has the edges are like sealed, so that's not going to fray here and here, but the edges don't fray. Just finish this off. Right, keep that in there because I've got to do the other one. Okay. And that's some white thread to do the other one. Okay. Now, where's this piece? It's going to go there and there. So I'm hoping that it's long enough. I probably chopped it off too early. There we go. I'm going to have to stitch that in. I have a little bit more of the stuff. It dries pretty quickly if you don't put it down straight away. Okay. Just put that over there. That should be right. It's got to cover both the bits. Okay, so lid. Good grief, I'm going mad. I can't see it. Where the heck did I put the lid? There's a lid for that. Oh, well, I'll just pull it in find the lid in a minute. Oh, here it is underneath. Oh, good grief. I am going mad. Now, we've got this, and I'll utilise that. We could probably zoom it in a tad. There we go. And I'm going to use this to start stitching the February. Actually, so okay, my usual it's going to be underneath there, so it's all good. Oh, seriously. Now, there we go. Usually takes a little bit, and then you get into a pattern of how you do it. There we go. This is a fairly big rickrack. I wanted it to cover that part. Okay. There we go. I've had that rickrack sitting there for quite some time. It's actually really nice to find something colour-wise that it goes with. Might utilise it down the track as well. I quite like using rickrack. It was either this colour or I had a white over there as well. So, but if I can go a colour, I will. Okay. So I need to put these down first before I put down my hearts. Now, today we are either going to be working on the heart or on the February, and I'm thinking maybe the heart. Okay. And I've got a lot of this, but I'm going to use this on the actual word of the month. Okay, move this over. That's going underneath the heart, so it's all good. Okay, here we go. Now, oh, seriously, stay. Actually, I probably will have to do some, stitch that down, because it's got to go underneath that heart, and if I'm going to do the heart today, which I probably will, what I might do is I'll pause it, stitch this on, stitch around the white, and then we can come back and work on the heart. Okay, just get that bit stitched down to begin with. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I am back again. I'm just going to zoom in because I'm going to be doing some stitching. I'll have that there. So I have had to do quite a bit. I did that there, and I actually did have to sew that down because we are working on this, which I had to sew that down. And while I was there with that thread, this thread here, I stitched down there, and I'm going to use the same colour to stitch down here as well. Just do a running stitch or something just to go over that. So today I'm going to be working on this, and I've got a few little bits and pieces. That's for that. Where's that bit that's underneath? That'd be jolly right. Here we go. I wanted this colour, but it's really quite thick. So here's the DMC equivalent. And so I've got 2 strands, and I was wanting to, I might put that over, just so I can focus on that. I was wanting to work on these. So I thought before I stitch these down, I will work on these. So come in and then just do a bit of a running stitch to highlight it, a bit like what I did on the pouch. I might just take these off. I know they're going to go there. That way it gives me a bit of room to see what I'm doing here. So they're quite little. What I might do in the center is I'm going to do a heap of French knots. I think that'll stand out. And a minute, might go here. It's going to go all over the place, but that's okay. Some of it we will see, some of it not so much. Oh gee, cars and wind blowing around stuff everywhere. This is probably going to be underneath, but that's okay. At least it is holding down the quilt, which is what I want. So just a bit of backing stitch. Hopefully you guys can see this. And it's very similar to what I was doing just here on that, you know, filling in those bits. So I wanted at least one of the hearts that was going to be filled in. So this for me is the fun part, doing a little bit of stitching, and you just let your piece guide you of where you are meant to stitch. Super easy, nice fine needle because it's a fairly thin piece, and as you can see, really doesn't take that long once you get started. Okay, I'll do a little bit more up here. Oh, definitely need my hubby to come and fix that. It is really annoying. Okay, we'll go back up here. Gonna hold that down. It's like there's someone crawling on the roof, but it's not. It's just the bit of PVC, whatever you call it, piping that is come loose and is banging. So I think after this video I'm going to go, hun, can you please fix it? Okay, move that over. Hopefully it's in enough where you can see it. Yeah, sometimes the DMC thread is just what you need. Oh, another little small thing here, and a tiny little one there. Pull. I think I'm going to pull that over. Not quite right. Okay. Now, a bit here. You need it to look like a daisy. Now I just got to figure out, I was thinking of what stitch to put down, and I didn't mind that other one that we've done here. Okay, here we go. I've got to just find it, move that over. I was thinking maybe a feather stitch, but because I've got to go through a few layers, I don't know if that's going to work. I need something a little easy. So, but you know, sometimes easy is not always the best. Got to challenge ourselves. Okay, I'll do a few more, and then I'll get into doing some French knots, which is what I'm looking forward to. So this just shows it doesn't have to be anything super fancy, just backing stitch and highlighting the pieces. I think I did that on the spring of one of my flowers on the Stitch the Seasons. And then I'll let I'm going to use the variegated thread, same as what is on the other piece, to do the center, and then I'll make sure that the light bits, I will come in with a light to highlight the highlights, if you know what I mean. Okay, there, and then back up there. We sort of started on the next one, but I do want to finish the first one, twisting it around everywhere. I might do something there even though there's nothing there, because it's sort of sitting up a bit. It needs to be put down a bit. Okay, I think that's about it for that. Probably go back, continue on a little bit more here. I've got plenty of the DMC, so it's not a problem. There we go. And I'll bring it up to show you where I'm at this point. Okay, I think that'll be it for there. You can sort of see the stitching, but this doesn't really matter how messy the back is, because it's going to be not seen, because it's going to be stitched down. So I will bring it up, and you've got that there, and I'll do the same around there, which will highlight that. So I'm going to do some French knots in this, make it a bit variegated, and it's a nice fine thread. And the good thing about that is going to cover this line, which is the quilted piece. I'm wondering if it will fit in there. It's fairly fine. put it on an angle, it might. Tell you what, my fingers are shot. So many holes and jabs I've got in there. I'll get a fair bit. But, you know, not too much. So I'm just going to do a colonial knot because they're a bit quicker. And it's on the light. So I might put the light there. And because it is fairly small, I'm just going to do one. And I'll do it on the light again, so I'll do it on that light part. Yep. There we go. I think little French knots or colonial knots look really sweet as the center of a flower. It really adds that texture, which is what I did. Where are we? In the pouch. Really like how you're just highlighting bits. So I may even come in with, see that really light bluey grey colour with a couple of just straight stitches. That might work. Certainly feels like I'm working in miniature. It's so tiny. So I think I'll definitely do that really sort of light grey blue, a bit something like that colour. This is probably too dark. Sort of a real grey blue. Guess I'll look. What have we got? Getting distracted. Well, here's a variegated thread. I think it may even be that one, you know. Yep, there you go. I think we just stick to the plain rather than variegated. I don't want to take away from that. Yeah, fairly light. So I thought, nah, you know, I don't want to be in a rush to do this. I want to make it look pretty. So this is like, it feels so teeny work. Oh, I thought it didn't feel like I'd quite grabbed it. Oh well, it's underneath, it doesn't matter. So what did I say about doing the feather stitch? I thought maybe it'd be nice to hold it down with a feather stitch, but we'll see how we go because it might be a tad tricky. I may not get to that point in this video because we are working on doing this. I'll probably just do the one flower and then do this same sort of thing on the other one and doing this side because that's where I'm adding all the other lacy element bits. Yeah. So how are we all doing? Are we creating and having fun doing our calendar and our botanical beauties? There's certainly a lot that we are doing this year. Not a dull moment, that's for sure. And it's proving to be challenging because I've got a lot on in March, as you know, and I'm pre-recording all these just so that I can have my March free. And when it comes to March, I'll probably say that in some of the videos. I am going to be really, really busy, so I read all my comments, but I may not be able to reply to a lot of them in that month because I am packed down. It was a bit like my May last year. You know, I was in overseas, but I'm definitely have more videos than I did in the May last year. I think you only got one a week, so you're actually going to have the Botanical Beauties and the calendar for that month, so that's at least a minimum of 2 a week, and depending on what the Journal of Stitchery is to what I'm going to do. Yeah, and you'll also have the UFO, so at least 3 per month. I might have to let the Journal of Stitchery go by the wayside for that month, I think, but I don't mind because I actually get to see Rachel and Sarah at the start of March, which would be nice. So, and I may be able to you know, catch up. All depends what their project is. So see, now we're getting into the darker colour, which is really quite nice. Okay, hope you're all stitching along with me. If you're just watching, it'd be a tad boring, but stitching along with me, not so bad. Here I was thinking that this month was going to be done really quickly. Not the case. More to it than meets the eye. I thought I really wanted to, you know, you don't want to just put all this massive amount of work in your first one and the next one comes along which looks a little simpler. But you know, this calendar is going to be coming out every year, so you want to put the effort into doing something special every month. Oop, there we go. I think that looks gorgeous. Look at that. Pretty, pretty. And I love that it's variegated. Okay, I think you might only get the one. One more. That's it. I think we are done with that. There we go. Pretty. And then here's all the loopy bits. I'll just hold them down when I knot it. There you go. So I'll use that again for the center. Okay, now this, I need something that is got a big eye but not so fat. There we go. Hopefully they've been fairly thinnish so far. Okay. Oh, not easy, I tell you. Not easy. Get the lick and spit. Come on. Come on, we needed to go through. There we go. Okay. Oh, pretty, 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 pretty. Okay. Oh, I think that'll do. So, I'll just... I really like it. It gives it a real 3D effect. There's not any grey bits there, but there is here, just probably enough for two little straight stitches. See, it's the real simple stitches that can have a good effect. Come down here, looks like we might fit in another couple in there, maybe 3. Nice and quick. And then some in here as well. Go on spinning. And I'm wondering what colour that I do the outside. I was actually thinking maybe I can do that, which will bring out that browny colour, and it goes with everything. We'll see. We'll see. I reckon we can get one more in there. There we go. And it's good that I'm showing you this because you can see how the tiniest little detail makes the difference. Just a different colour, a straight stitch, and you are pretty much done. That one requires a couple. What happens when you're trying to do things too fast? Okay, one more on there coming up here. That leaf is going to be covered by that, so that's why I'm not too fussed. Yeah, see, there we go. That's pretty actually. I really like that. See what I mean? The tiniest little details that make such a difference. Just a tiny bit of lace sitting in the corner. That is going to make the difference. And this way, simple little straight stitches. You don't have to fill in the whole lot, but it has a really nice effect. Let the actual piece and the fabric do the work for you. We're going to get to cover up another piece of that stitching, and you probably need about 1 or 2 in this lot. There we go. Back. Yeah. I wasn't going to do any of the an extra colour, but I'm glad I did. I like it. Really adds to it and makes these pieces rather pretty. So it seems to be a little bit more grey on this one than it is on the other one. Quite filled in here. Okay. A bit of pink on the other one, but we'll leave that. And then see how we go. Yep, need to fill in one more little bit, and then come up there because that's the grey in the next one. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Once that's done, you'll see the finished bit in the thumbnail. So what we're going to do, I've got my white thread again, Lots of little threads today. Dot, dot. And sort of put it a little bit over, because when we sew the edge on, here we go, just adding that little bit of colour, and this fits perfectly. That is the leftover bit of that. So in the next episode we are going to where are we? I'll just stitch that in there. Work on the February, and then the last heart, and I'll put, you know, here we go, here's the heart, which doesn't have a great deal on it, but I didn't want to, because I'm umming and ahhing whether I put that there, but I don't know. I might be able to highlight some of these bits of the rows, so I'll probably do that off camera. Okay, now we are going to just be grabbing, this is going to be interesting. I might put that underneath, there we go. So we're just going to be grabbing tiny bits, because all we're doing is stitching this tiny little piece of lace which I found in my stash. It's got a pretty little flower in it. It almost looks like a bit of tulle, and just stitching it down to add that element. And the beauty is it doesn't take that long. Yeah, so come in off the edge a little bit, that way when it gets covered in by the stitch on the edge, no, it's not covering up the whole lot. Oh, go away, gooey. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to go up around while I'm there, stitch this down. It's all your net. That's the beauty of this design. Yeah, that's going to have, it's right on the edge. I probably shouldn't have put it so close. Oh well, that's how it's going to be, eh? Yeah, you just use what's on your desk sometimes, or you just tiniest little pieces that you think are not worth much. But this is really pretty lace. I think I got this from, that was in the pack. This is from England. Yeah, the pack that I got with all of this, so you know it's going to coordinate. Okay. Okay. Keeps catching, but that's my own fault because I've chose to leave it in there. Okay. Now this will help hold that pink piece down at the bottom as well. I still may put a little button in the corner there as well, which is fairly likely. Okay, it's just so teeny tiny. I might come back with a mother of pearl button or something like that. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to come back and just pick it up in places. Doesn't have to be anywhere too flush. I like that it's sort of sitting a little bit loose above. Yeah, I like that it's undone. So there you have it. And then I may get myself another little button and stitch that down. I think that's probably enough. Bring out down, yeah. Maybe a few little stitches here and there since I've got the thread. Do a couple of invisible stitches. And I might come back in the middle of this one and hold that down a little bit more, I think. Okay. There we go. That way the pink piece underneath is going to be held down just that little bit more too. Okay, there we go. Okie dokie. Now let's find a button. And I'll probably sew that down with this just around the edges. Now something like that would be quite nice just there, I think. Let me look. There we go. 47 minutes. Holy dooly. I'll just pause it for a sec. Okay, I'll quickly come back again. So I've picked out a little button from my little mother of pearl stashes. So that'll go there. And I'll probably just put that there. I had another one picked. Finish off that behind the scenes. And then next week we will be doing this one. That. And it doesn't require a great deal. I'm just going to either stick that there like that. Where's the lace to go on top? It will be different when it's stitched down. I might stitch it down behind the scenes because yeah, there's more work to it than I thought. So that's that, which is going to have this button. Even though it's quite a nice button that way, the colour just works that way. And then this will be in here. And then I've got to stitch that. That's going to go on there. And that. So we're getting there. Okay. Yeah, I'm really quite happy with how this gorgeous little piece is looking. Isn't that cute? So that'll be done in that other piece. So and then in next week's piece, I'll bring it up and show you what it's like finished. So that'll be just like that. Okay, have to be careful. Bring it all in. Looking nice, and that'll be stitched down too, so not sticking up as much. Okay guys, well, nearly 50 minutes. I will catch you later. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you in next week's, which will be the last one for this month. of the February calendar. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.